Hey everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana and I am a fairly new YouTuber. This is actually my second video and I'm totally excited about bringing you the content that I'm going to be presenting to you today. If you have not watched my very first video, I definitely encourage you to do that. I will leave the link in the subscription box below for you to check it out. The information that I'll be presenting today is a bit connected to the first one, so I definitely encourage you to check out that video first. All right, now that you checked out the first video, what did you think? It was good. It was good. You know it was good. All right, so if you enjoyed that first video, I definitely encourage you to subscribe and you could leave a comment for me. If there's a question that you may have, you can go ahead and leave that down below. And if I have the answer, I will answer it for you. But if I don't, I'll try my best to point you to the right direction. So let's get into the content for today, okay? So you noticed that in the last video, I was encouraging you not to spend money on clothes because a lot of times we have enough of it. But now we've got to dig a little bit deeper and talk about some other factors that we have to pay attention to, okay? And the very first one that I want to talk to you about is your diet. Yes, that's right, I said it. Your diet. Now, before I go any further, let me tell you something that I normally tell my students when I'm gathering them for small group instruction. If I find that they're doing something that they should not be doing, normally you could definitely find me looking at them like this and then saying, we're not doing that. And so I want to encourage you and tell you the same thing here. We're not doing that. And what we're not doing are the diets that maybe some of you might be thinking of. We're not going to be doing any type of crash diets or any kind of diet where you are getting rid of nutrients or not taking in as much vitamins as you should. So what we're not doing is those crash types of diets. No, not that. We're going to be doing some types of diets where we just really watch what we're eating. So the first thing that you want to think about is your food portions, okay? When you go to get your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, you really want to consider not taking a whole lot. When we eat, we should eat so that we feel full and satiated, but not to the point where we feel like we have to sort of like unbutton our pants and we kind of maybe even feel a little sick. If that's the case, then that means that you've definitely have eaten too much, and you don't want to do that if you're trying to lose weight. Okay. And one of the reasons I think that diet is so important if you are on a no spend, journey on clothes is because if you are constantly gaining the weight, then that means that you won't be able to fit into the clothes that you have, right? Maybe there might be an article of clothing here and there that you have in your closet right now that you're wishing that you could get into. But because maybe you've put on a couple of pounds here and there, it might not fit you, okay? So that's why diet is really, really important. But once again, we're not talking about those crash diets. We're talking about those types of diets where you just really look into your portion size, okay? So let's not overeat. Now, some of you may not have to lose weight. Some of you are probably just looking to maintain weight, and that's great if that's where you are. So what I wanted to share with you today is counting macros, okay? And that works for maintaining weight and losing weight. So I'll tell you the whole journey of counting macros. First, you would go online, there's a calculator, you would put in pertinent information about yourself. So you would put information about your age, your height, and your starting weight. Then the calculator would give you some information about how many grams of protein, fats, and carbohydrates you should have per day in order to maintain your weight. If you want to lose weight, you can also put in information and say that you want to lose weight, and the calculator will go ahead and give you information again on how many grams of fat, carbohydrates, and protein that you need per day in order for you to lose the weight. Now, let me tell you about my experience of just getting older, right? I'm no longer in my 20s. And so what I was able to do in my 20s is not what I could do in my 30s. It just doesn't work the same way. So for those of you that maybe have been maintaining weight for some time now, but you're finding that you're gaining pounds here and there and it's growing, first it started maybe at 2 pounds, then at 4 pounds, then at 5 pounds. I totally get it because I was there too. Then counting macros might be for you because you could put in all of your information and the calculator will help you to figure out what you need to be doing to make those small adjustments. The reason I bring this up is because it's easier for you to lose 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 7 pounds than it is to now lose the 10 to 15 to 20 pounds that you've probably gained over the years. So counting macros might be something that you want to do. I tried it, I want to say about maybe 4 to 5 years ago, and I was able to lose 20 pounds in 3 months. And I did it in a way that was safe. I still had my nutrients. I was still taking in as many vitamins as I was supposed to be taking in, but at the same time, I was losing the weight. Now, the reason I did it was because I love food. I mean, food is just so amazing. I love it. In fact, I'm thinking of food now. Food. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me get back to you. I wanted to lose some weight because I constantly found myself at a brunch spot with my girlfriends. And so I said, okay, I know I'm getting older, and if I continue to eat food this way, I'm just going to continue to, gain those pounds ever so slightly, and then one day just wake up and realize, wow, I've gained all this weight. So it's really about paying attention and being aware of the number of pounds that you're gaining over time. But counting macros might really be for you. So if that is something that you think that you might be interested in, definitely check it out. Now, this is another thing that I want to share with you. Counting macros is hard. It's not easy. It is not easy. And if you are someone that does not like to eat the same foods and you really like to switch it up frequently, it's going to be more work for you. The reason I say that is because when I was counting macros, I knew how many grams of protein, fat, and carbohydrates were in each of my meals. And because I don't really get tired of the meals that I normally eat, I would just eat the same things over and over and over again. And because I knew how many grams were in each portion size, I would just eat the same things. The way that I was able to measure how many grams of protein, carbohydrates, and fat were in my foods was with a scale. So in the very beginning, like I said, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy, but if you eat the same foods over and over again, then you'll be able to just quickly grab what you need to grab, put it on the scale, figure it all out, and then eat the same foods over and over like I did. But if, like I said, if you're someone that likes to switch it up, it's going to be a bit harder for you, only because now you'll have to consistently put time aside to figure out each and every last one of your meals. But counting macros, I'm telling you, is a wonderful, wonderful way to either lose weight or maintain the weight. And I will definitely put the calculator in the subscription box below, and you can check it out and see if that is something that you would like to do. So the last piece of advice that I want to share with you concerning either weight loss or maintaining weight is intermittent fasting. Let me tell you, I cannot tell you enough, okay? I cannot sing the praises enough about IF. I absolutely love it. After all the things that I've tried in the past, after all the things that I've done, intermittent fasting is really one of the best ways, I would say, to either lose weight or maintain your weight. It's amazing. And the health benefits are really, really good too. Not only can you lose weight or maintain your weight, but your skin looks just so much better. If you are someone that deals with high blood pressure, I'm telling you, your high blood pressure medications will be in the trash. I'm telling you this. I know what I'm talking about. I've never had high blood pressure before, but I know of other people, numerous people, that were on high blood pressure medication and no longer had to be on it because they just did intermittent fasting, okay? So for those of you that might be really, really new to this, I'm just going to give you the very, very basics of it. But I truly, truly do encourage you to go online, Google it, look it up. It's amazing. It's amazing, okay? So one of the ways that you can do intermittent fasting is 16-8, okay? 16/8. And what that means is that you would have 16 hours where you would fast. So there's no eating at all for 16 hours. That also includes the number of hours that you are asleep. And then there would be an 8-hour open window where you are able to eat during those 8 hours. So if you ever hear someone say intermittent fasting and then they say 16/8 or 16/8, that's what they're referring to. Then there's the next one up, which is 18/6. So that means there are 18 hours where you are fasting and 6 hours where you are allowed to eat. So you have an open window of 6 hours where you can eat. Now, during the open windows where you can eat, you want to make sure that, yes, you're enjoying yourself, you're still eating, your little snacks and things like that. But I wouldn't necessarily indulge so much, especially if you're at the beginning of your weight loss journey. If you're at the beginning and you really need to lose a whole lot of weight, even if you want to lose a little bit of weight, I would say to stay away from the junk food, the cookies, the chips, the ice cream, all those things. I would just stay away from it because you want to jumpstart your weight loss in a really good way. And when you start doing something totally different with your body will respond. Your body will notice that you're no longer taking in those other junk foods and it'll begin to lose the weight even faster. So I would say if you are doing intermittent fasting for weight loss and you have a whole lot of weight to lose or even just a little bit and you're trying to get rid of those pounds sooner than later, I would definitely say during your open window, don't eat a lot of junk. Really, really stick to small portions and really stick to having vegetables and fruits and a whole lot of protein. Your body is going to need that, all right, for energy. So that's the 16/8. And then, I'm sorry, that was the 18/6. And then the last one is 20/4. Actually, it's not the last one. There's another one I'm going to tell you about. 20/4 is 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of an open window where you get to eat. Now, that's the one that I do. I do 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of an open window. So what that looks like for me is I stop eating at 8 p.m. at night, and then I don't eat again until 4 p.m. the next day. So that's been really good for me. Prior to quarantine, I was actually doing 18/6, but now that I'm home, for me, for everyone it's going to be different, but for me, it's easier to be home and do the longer fasts. I guess because if I am feeling a bit low in energy or if I need to quickly grab some more water, it's just readily available to me. As opposed to if I was at work, I would have to go, sort of wait until I don't have students before me in order to go grab something, to drink and so on and so forth. So for me, for one reason or another, it's just easier for me to do the longer fasts while I'm at home. Okay, but it is so good, and it's not just about weight loss. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really do like intermittent fasting, because it's not just about the weight loss. There are so many other great benefits to you doing intermittent fasting. So if you try it, I definitely want you to share it with me. The other intermittent fasting that you can do is called OMAD. OMAD, and that stands for 1 meal a day, okay? So that's for people that are really trying to lose. I mean, I've seen people lose 100 pounds on OMAD, 200 pounds on OMAD. They eat 1 meal a day, and they eat it within a 90-minute block from what I've heard and seen. So that's when they get in all their nutrients. They eat a whole lot of protein, and they eat it in small increments because you know how it is after fasting for some time. Your belly can really hurt if you begin to just try to go in really fast and really big. So normally I know when I break my fast, I like to break it with scrambled eggs and an arugula salad and some tea. I like to go in just very, in a very subtle way. I don't try to eat a whole lot at one time, even though my mind might tell me, yes, you want more food. And that's the other thing that I want to tell you about intermittent fasting. For those of you that might be thinking, there's no way I could fast for all those hours. You can. It's just a mind over matter thing. Normally you feed yourself because it's a social thing. You see other people doing it, or it's a habit, right? You're so used to eating early in the morning at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. But, that's another thing I want to share with you. That whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's a myth. Okay. I'm in really good shape and really good health. And I don't eat breakfast because, like I told you, I don't eat until 4 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so that's a myth. The most important meal of the day is the meal that is most nutritious. That is the most important meal of your day. When you sit down to eating foods that are high in nutrients or vitamins and even protein, because protein is really really good for your body too. When you sit down to those types of meals, that's the most important meal of the day. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted to share with you about intermittent fasting. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I can't tell you enough about it, but definitely go ahead and do some research on it, find out more about it, and see if you like it and try it. And if you do, please share it with me. I love to see people win in these ways. I know how hard it is to lose weight. I know how hard it is to be overweight. I know how hard it is, to have conditions, connected to, weight gain. Not that I've had like crazy conditions, but I know how hard it is just overall to lose weight. So if this is something that you try, please share it with me. I want to see you win. I want to see you lose that weight. I want to see you maintaining that weight, okay? So that you can live your life to the fullest. So this is all I have for you for this video, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Until next time, bye.